want to welcome you back to Cuppa Tea with a Vet. Have you got your cup, Tanya?
I've got one here. Didn't know which one to choose.
Bless you. I love it. I love it. I love them both. Well, we've both got animals. I've got all elephant-y.
What would you expect? But very predictable.
Coordinated animal love. So thank you so much for joining us today on my Cup of Tea with a Vet. So today you are very welcome. We've got Tanya Crawley. We've gone down the M4. So our vets have been up in Berkshire and now we've gone down the M4 to Wiltshire. So now we've got Tanya to come and speak with us. Introduce yourself, Tanya.
So I'm Tanya. I have two little small animal clinics in Swindon. So look after various people's pet dogs, cats, rabbits, lizards, chinchillas, gerbils, hamsters, guinea pigs. Very much small animal though. I leave the elephants to you, Donna.
Yes, well, exactly. That's fair enough. That is fair enough. No, that's awesome. I mean, I have great love for my GP vets, so that's amazing. So well done. And yeah, and you've been doing your veterinary for a very, very long time now.
Yeah, does it show?
No, amazingly, you've managed to keep it looking good. But yeah, I know you look after your health, so well done. It definitely, that's what shows. Well done. So we've got our introduction to Tanya, and so now we want to know some more questions about you. So if anybody has any questions, please get involved. We want to hear from you guys. We want to hear what you would like to know about Tanya. So ask some questions, or if you've got any vetty questions, then that's great too. But in the meantime, I'm going to kick it off with, what do you like to do in your spare time?
So I don't actually have a lot of spare time at the minute, but when I do, I like spending time with my family. I've got 3 dogs, 3 rescues, and I like cooking, although I haven't cooked in a little while, but I do like cooking. And I've started a bit of, I don't know if I like doing this, but I do a crazy early morning exercise class now.
Yeah, that is crazy. I have to say, I do know that Tanya is an early bird to a ridiculous level. I can't understand what she sees in getting out of bed that early in the morning, but she does.
It's the only way that I'll get up and do something before I start the day, and then it sets me up. Because once I'm at the end of the day, I just want to slump in a sofa, you know?
I do know. I know that feeling very well, but I take both ends of the day for that. So yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair enough. And you've got a lovely family as well, so it's no surprise that you want to spend time with them. So that's really lovely. Well done having a.
I don't know that they want to spend so much time with me though, being teenagers now. So they're in that phase where they're in their rooms.
Ah, that's fair enough. The UGG phase.
Yeah.
Well, that's fair enough. And, you know, well done making a work-life balance, though, because that's really hard as well, isn't it?
Really hard. And I have to say, hats off to my husband who puts up with me and has put up with me for a very long time now. Without him, there's no way I would manage what I do.
Oh, hats off to the supportive husbands, eh? Or supportive partners, full stop. They are very helpful to us, aren't they? Well done. So what made you decide to become a vet?
So, interesting question, but also relatively predictable, I'm afraid, with us vet people. So I actually don't know. All I know is that I didn't ever go through the phase of wanting to be a princess or a ballerina. I did none of that. I went through a very short phase of wanting to be a witch when my parents were reading me Meghan Mogg books.
And
then and I didn't ever look back. And I think I must have been about 3 when I decided that was what I was going to do, and that was the end of that. And I've just basically spent my childhood ruling other stuff out, you know, just double checking that I didn't want to do law or do something different. But yeah, why I don't know. It's just in there. It's in the blood, in the bones. Not in my genes, though. Interestingly, I'm the only animal doctor in the family. There are various medics, and engineers, but no vets.
That is very interesting. I mean, I totally get what you mean about you just know. It's just your calling, and that just is what it is.
I'm grateful for that, you know. I'm so sorry I butted in, Donna. I'm so grateful to have happened, because at the moment I've got teenage kids who don't really know what their calling in life is, and my husband didn't either. And I suddenly realised that actually we are probably in a minority to have had a calling like that, and to be able to fulfill it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, no, you're right. Absolutely. So lucky. That's incredible. And I will say also though that, you know, you mentioned that you've got medics and stuff back in your family. I bet they have a sneaky inkling that they'd rather do it with animals than with people. So you just never know. It might be in there.
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know that my family genuinely understand what I do.
Ah,
And my sister, she's a cardiologist, and she was invited to the vet college in London, to the Royal Vet College, to give a lecture on cardiac MRI to the guys there, and she was just totally blown away by the fact that it looked like a hospital, but there were furry patients on the trolleys, not humans. So she's really shocked by it.
that is so funny. I mean, yeah, I suppose you do get people that have very preconceived ideas about what you do, and then they can't, even though they might have a picture in their head, it's not what they even expect when they actually do see it. So, yeah.
I
So,
don't think anybody, I mean, I've thought about this a lot. I don't think people really understand how, and we don't really think about it, about how many roles that we cover in a day. We're such a diverse profession. So we're the general practitioner, but rather than sending people off to A&E, we can become A&E in a heartbeat. And then we're the paediatrician, the dentist, the behaviourist, we're the everything.
yeah.
You know, and none of us in our team are scared to pick up the broom or hoover the floor or answer the phone as well. So there's a real sense of family and closeness, I think, with it.
Yeah, it's an incredible skill. It's an incredible skill. And also it takes a lot of time for training to make sure that you're hot on all of those subjects as well, because you do have to know everything about everything, and or at very least know when also to draw the line and say, actually, you need to see a specialist as well. So, and you have to understand what the specialist can offer in order to know to push them onto there as well. So, you know, it's just a huge amount of information to know all the time.
It is. But I think as a profession, we're also quite a humble profession in that I think we're really lucky that we can pick up the phone to a specialist.
Yes.
As vets, do you know?
Yes.
And I think that also makes it smoother and easier for owners and patients to be able to get them the right help that they need. You know, I feel I've been very, when I've needed that support, I've been very, very supported by colleagues around me.
Which is fabulous.
My career, and I hope I give. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I want to just say that we have got our first fan, our Tanya fan here already. Marianne has said Milo and Sasha are watching their favourite person ever. So, oh, bless you. It's lovely when you know you've got fans, isn't it? So,
yes, indeed.
What is your favourite part of being a vet?
I missed that. Sorry, Donna.
That's okay. What is your favourite part of being a vet?
You know what? I don't know. I've thought this is a question I often ask myself, but I think overridingly, it's just getting to know my patients and their owners and being able to share that journey from cradle to grave at any point. It doesn't matter to me whether we're doing high-end surgery or something very complicated medically. It's just about fixing the patient in front of me and giving them the best I possibly can of me, to make them the best that they can be, to give back to their owners. You know, it's just extending the family, I guess, because patients and clients, I feel very, very much part of the family, whether they like it or not.
No, that's lovely.
Part of the family.
That is lovely, and I think it's really important to say that as well, because you know you are looking after their family member, you know, their best friend. So you want to feel like it's family. You want to feel a huge amount of trust and love in the person that you are trusting your best, hugest part of your life to. And so you know, it's a really good point to make. And also the cradle to grave bit as well, because it is a lifelong membership. You know, it's a lifelong bond.
Exactly, and it's a weird thing. You know, obviously I've been a vet for 20 years, but having that landmark of the big clinic now being nearly 10, I am seeing patients from cradle to grave. So I'm entering this new phase, which is, you know, sad really at times, when there are patients that I've known since they were tinies years ago that are becoming elderly. You know, and that's also when you end up seeing them too.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what is your favourite snack? Are you healthy or unhealthy?
Am I healthy or unhealthy? I think I'm relatively healthy.
What was your favourite snack?
A snack, cake. Unhealthy. Cake, any.
Awesome. It's always
Cake
worth
is good.
plugging that. It's always worth plugging that. Last time I did this, I was able to get an amazing cake. So, I'm just saying, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, sense, sense. So you've got your fans out there. Cake's always appreciated.
But I'm also furlough eating, so please actually don't bring cakes in. Because honestly, I think we need to call it furlough eating, because it's not boredom. I don't know what it is, but I'm just eating for the sake of eating at the moment. So please don't.
Bless you. So what pets have you got? You mentioned earlier you had 3 pets, was it?
Yes. So you'll know what it's like being in the industry. Pets come along and need a home, and one of the team ends up taking some of them. So at the moment we've got a lurcher, an 8-year-old Saluki cross. We've got a 5-year-old whippet that some people may know because she's been on dog rescuers.
Oh.
And then we've acquired since December, would you believe it? We've now got a bulldog. So it's a motley crew. I know, it's a motley crew with the long-legged and long-nosed, and then the little bulldog. But my God, I tell you what, she runs. Amazing, she can run. She has had to have facial surgery in order to help her breathing. But now that, my God, she can run and she can swim.
Oh wow, amazing!
That's the lurcher and the whippet won't even put water. They'll walk around a puddle.
Yeah.
They will not get wet. But the bulldog is in there.
Oh, that's so cute. So, what part of being a vet still grosses you out, still turns your stomach? There's got to be something. What is it?
So sorry, people, if you're about to have your dinner, but it's got to be maggots. Maggots and fly strike. No, I think maggots and fly strike is just the most horrible illness ever.
It is horrible. It is disgusting. I have to say, I actually find it quite satisfying to do a demaggot.
What grosses you out, Donna?
Eyeballs hanging out. Eyeballs hanging out. Oh, I must admit, I've had some traumas from eyeballs. Yeah, they do gross me out. Yeah, can't. Bleh. But no, maggots, I actually do find oddly satisfying. And I do remember when I was a nurse, I had a few times that we'd have rabbits in with fly strike, and you keep them in a few days because the maggots keep growing up and getting older. So then you have to pick more out. And so you'd have about a 3-day demaggoting. And I did used to find it quite satisfying when you were like, yes, this rabbit's great, and you can send them home again. So I was like, yes, but it definitely took time.
I find it amazing how these creatures survive those sorts of illnesses. I just think they're amazing. The body is an amazing place. But actually, on that, we probably ought to say as well, with the weather, any rabbit owners out there, you really, really do need to get in touch and get your fly strike treatment sorted, because with the hot weather, they are more at risk at the moment of it.
Very well said. Yes, exactly. I don't do picking out maggots anymore, so you're not got me around to pick them out. So definitely get on with the fly strike protection. So yeah, very important.
Yeah.
So, what would your dream achievement be if time was no object?
I would really like to just have a really good idea, or just a really good invention, or just something that could have an impact on people. I know that sounds very vague, but I actually don't have brilliant imagination. I feel like the more scientific I am, the more I erode my imagination.
Yeah.
But I just would really, at some point in my lifetime, whether it be for vets or pets or not, just to have a really good idea. Does that make sense?
Oh, totally. And yeah, that's hard, because I suspect you're probably so overwhelmed with work all the time that your head doesn't have the opportunity to just think outside the box. I've certainly found through this lockdown period, my head has just gone bong, bong, bong. But, you know, yeah, you need some downtime, Tanya. And then you can hopefully get something. Because that would be so cool to have a patent by Tanya. You can
Yeah.
you can go all fits on it, fits this, fits that. You can go all Crawley this, Crawley that. That would be amazing.
But you know what? I sound so cheap, but day to day, I'm living the dream, Donna. It's not easy. The job is never going to be easy. You know, it's relentlessly busy. It's knackering. It's physically and emotionally quite draining. But there's nothing more rewarding. I'm doing what I wanted, what I've always aspired to do, and still loving it. You know, the same amount with passion, and I hope energy that I had, well, throughout my childhood and in the last 20 years.
You are a superstar. Well done. Listen, everybody that's watching as well, make sure you. So sorry there, I interrupted. I was just going to say, everybody that's watching, just come make sure you ask some questions and get involved. Tanya wants to hear your questions, so it'd be amazing if you've got anything, any thoughts on your mind that you're thinking, oh, actually, I could do with that answer. Then just pop it in the box, just write it below, and we will get that answered. So, if you could be amazing at any sport, what sport would you pick?
Oh, if I could be amazing at it, I'd like to be an amazing swimmer. I can not drown. I can manage to not drown. I'd like to be good, do you know, like a really strong swimmer.
That's very cool. Do you have aspirations?
And do you like open... Oh, I missed that. Sorry, Donna, you're dropping out now.
Oh, sorry. Do you have aspirations to swim the channel?
Yeah, exactly. So, like a big open water swim or something, but that it's never going to happen. Just get that out there now.
Well, it's always nice to have these things in mind, and that is very cool to learn about as well. Because yeah, swimming is not something that I particularly want to do.
No, but I don't want to put the work in. That's why I'm saying it will never happen.
Oh, bless you.
I'm not committed enough to put the work in. I just need to be able to do it, which is
magic wand swimming. That would be amazing. So, if you could Facebook Live with anyone, dead or alive, who would you like to chat with?
It's so predictable. I feel like I'm so predictable. Can you guess?
No, I can't.
Does that mean to make you?
Yeah.
It'd have to be David Attenborough and or Durrell.
Oh wow, yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, David Attenborough particularly. I mean, yeah, that is amazing. I mean, fair enough. That is quite predictable, but there are many amazing people in the world. So yeah, no, that's amazing. Yeah, that would be cool.
I guess the predictability with me is the fact that they're all animal related. Because again, Charles Darwin would be on there as well, actually.
Yeah, I went to his house.
Amazing people.
Yeah. I couldn't believe how old his wife was when he popped the last baby out, to be honest. So I'm even more shocked.
Yeah.
But hearing the history of Charles Darwin when I went to his house was absolutely incredible. So yeah, that would be amazing. What question would you ask David Attenborough?
Oh, I don't know. I'd probably end up tongue-tied in the moment, wouldn't I? And get all starstruck and not say anything sensible whatsoever. I think I just want to listen. Just to listen to these people with whatever they want to share.
That is a fair point. You just open your ears and just be like awestruck and just listening to their amazingness. I mean, I love listening to David Attenborough, particularly with all this environmental stuff at the moment and this plastic hatred and all that stuff. And you can't help it. You just get sucked in, don't you? So yeah, that's amazing. He needs to be the president of the world.
It does, totally.
So Marianne has got involved again, and she would like to know, what's been the most memorable part of your career so far?
Oh, I totally lost you then.
Okay.
I was totally gone.
Marianne wants to know, what's been the most memorable part of your career so far?
Oh, that's really tough. That is really tough. I don't know. I think probably having my own clinic, starting up my own franchise was a massive step. There are a few big steps through my career, and I think that would be a pretty memorable day and feels like a long time ago. That's 10 years, and next week it'll be 10 years ago.
It is
but
pretty
I've got so
insane.
many amazing memories.
You could write a book.
Probably, because I was just going to say I've got so many memories, people, and I think I'm very lucky. I think I'm quite blessed with my dad's. I've got. Dad also gave me allergies, actually. By the way, I also inherited that side of things. But he gave me his memory and his affinity for people. So I think I've just got so many memories of patients and people and scenarios, and just lovely memories. There's so many that it's hard to pinpoint a patient in my career. I guess, I guess I have to say that being shortlisted for Vet of the Year a couple of years ago was a massive accolade.
Yes, definitely.
Actually, and not just because that was based on what people thought, and that's hugely humbling and a huge accolade, actually. So thank you, everybody that put their nomination in and said they thought I was the best vet.
Well, it's fair enough. Well done. That's a great question, Marianne. Thank you for asking. So, Bendy Wendy, if you're actually flexible, I'm jealous. Bendy Wendy says, "Hi, Donna and Tanya. My question is, do you think it's true that owners look like their pets?"
That's really funny, because now I feel like I need to showcase my dogs, and you either need to tell me whether I'm legged and skinny or actually I'm dumpy, like the bulldog.
I think I love that question as well. Thank you, Bendy Wendy.
I love that. I think largely probably no, but I think when there is a resemblance, you just can't miss it, can you? You can't take your eyes off it when you have got an owner that somehow looks similar. And I tell you what does really fascinate is the number of owners who totally and utterly identify with the condition or the illness that their pet may have, either because they themselves are suffering from something similar or they've got a family. So, for example, just, we may diagnose a diabetic, and actually they well know how to manage diabetes, and it's such an uncanny thing when there's that affinity as well from an owner to their pet.
Yeah, definitely. And actually, slightly off from this as well, but I have to point this out because I couldn't believe this last year. I could not take my eyes off this situation. I was at a dog show and someone had a dog, and it was a tiny dog, and I was so distracted by what it looked like that I couldn't even decide what breed it was, because it looked like a tiny alpaca. Literally, tiny llama. Alpaca llama. I was like, I had to say to the owner in the end, I said, "I'm really sorry, I can't stop looking at your dog. Your dog just looks like the tiniest little alpaca on the planet." And she laughed her head off and she said, "Yeah, I think it's more like a llama." So she knew, and it was so bizarre because the dog had such an upright head and looked around like this, and it's like, how can your dog look so much like a little alpaca? So yeah, these things happen.
Did you establish what it was?
I couldn't get past alpaca. I'm sorry, I just couldn't do it because even the haircut looked like an alpaca. It was just tiny alpaca dog. And yeah, I mean, who knows what it was? I mean, it must have been a mix of a few things to get like that. Really long neck. It was so strange, but lovely dog and lovely owner. So that was good. My laughing was acceptable.
Can we be brave and ask Bendy Wendy which he thinks we would have, right? And let's hope she's kind to us.
Say that again, sorry.
Shall we be brave and ask Bendy Wendy which breed of dog or cat or rabbit, whichever, she would put us with?
Oh, amazing. Yes, that is brave. So Bendy Wendy, Tanya would like to know, what breed of dog do you think that me and Tanya would look like? Obviously, may well be different dogs. Who knows? You pick it. Go on, Bendy Wendy. I dare you. Because, yeah, you can't see it in yourself, can you?
But we promise we won't hold it against you.
Exactly. We won't be offended. It's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, while you're getting on with that, Bendy Wendy, I want to know, Tanya, you said you like cooking. What's the most common meal you like to cook?
Common? What do I cook most often? Probably casseroles. So I do like cooking, but I also like simple, one pot, chuck it all in, slow cook it, hearty, wholesome food. So probably casseroles. But you know what? I do really enjoy laying on Christmas dinner.
Yeah, that's nice.
Really enjoy the challenge dinner as well.
It's timing, isn't it, then? Yeah. Oh, well done.
Yeah, it suddenly feels like a science, doesn't it, on the day?
Yeah. You end up writing down all your timings to make sure it's all perfect. Yeah, no, I completely agree. So well done. And yeah, I did a slow cooker tonight, so chuck it all in is definitely easier, isn't it? Yeah, that's a good one and quite healthy. So very good. So tell us something that people won't know about you.
Well, there is a reason that there are things that you don't know about me.
Well, tell us anyway.
But okay, so I still wear the walking boots that my son gave to me when he grew out of them in year 6.
Whoa. But I'm loving the reuse and pre-loved. That's amazing.
They're really good boots. He had to go on an orienteering thing in Devices for a day. So we bought him some walking boots, and then my daughter wore them, and then I got them.
He is
they're both on her.
He is ridiculously tall. Anyone watching, I really apologise about the internet connection. Sometimes these things are just a bit beyond our control, but we are going to power on through anyway. So Wendy has said, fantastic, both of you. Chihuahua dogs. Excuse the spelling. Oh, I think you're fine there. So yeah, she thinks we look like chihuahuas. Brilliant. I don't know how to take that.
All I'm thinking of, because you're called Bendy Wendy, I'm just imagining a sausage dog that's going round the corner with its bottom arriving a bit later on, bending.
Yes, exactly. That's fair enough. I mean, I'm just jealous because if she is bendy, I'm just jealous because I love being bendy. I want to be more bendy. So Amy says, Amy's a lovely girl I went to college with. Hi, Donna and Tanya. What do you like to do in your spare time? Sorry if you've already mentioned it, though. So no, it's all good. You can repeat, Tanya. It's all good. What do you like to do in your spare time?
So I do a bit of an exercise class in the morning, and I really like spending time together when I'm off work. But I actually really like traveling as well. And if and when we can, she says, in a lockdown, I do like to try and get us away as a family more often to somewhere, just so we can go and explore. And we're not good at sitting on beaches. We don't do beach holidays. We do get up and go holiday, start early, go to bed late, cram in as much as we can when we're away.
Lovely. So well done.
For going away.
Where's your most exciting place you've been?
So, it sounds so decadent. And it is quite decadent, and we had time, and it was a one lifetime, and we were so lucky to be able to go to the Galapagos a couple of years ago.
Wow. Did you see turtles?
And oh my God, amazing. Turtles, iguanas, I mean, just amazing. But you know what, Donna? You can do it on a budget.
Wow.
I'll give you my tips and tricks, but you can do it on a budget. You do not need, it depends what you want out of it. What I wanted to do was swim with sea lions. I wanted to swim with them, and I wanted to swim with the turtles. Actually, you can literally land in the Galapagos. You don't need to go on a fancy cruise. You can literally walk 1 kilometre from the airport and get in the sea with sea lions.
Amazing.
So
Well, there you go.
I mean, absolutely.
I was going to say, there is your holiday tips, courtesy of Tanya, air travel. She can tell you how to do your Galapagos Islands on a budget, which is nuts. But yeah, that is amazing.
It's so amazing. And but one thing though, it's not easy traveling in that part of the world if you're vegetarian. And at the time, Maya was vegetarian. She was vegetarian for about 3 or 4 years. And my God, she practically starved for 2 weeks because even the cheese croissants that you bought had ham in them.
Oh,
so
wow.
it was quite difficult to be veggie.
That's quite interesting to know. Definitely good for me to know. Wow. So what is the most spontaneous... Sorry, talking over you again. What is the most spontaneous thing you've ever done?
Oh, that is difficult. Well, I mean, I tend to like being spontaneous, and we were always just renowned for saying one thing and then doing something completely different. You know, I mean, even Dan will say that when we were together with me, my sister and my dad, and he'd be at home, we'd literally say something like, let's go for a walk. And the next thing you'd know, we'd all be in the garden or upstairs or doing not what he thought we were doing. Again, that stumped me. I feel like I'm quite a spontaneous person, but I can't think of anything fun and exciting that I've done that's spontaneous. Oh, this is ridiculous. I really stupidly rolled my car into the back of somebody else's Range Rover about 3 years ago. So in my spontaneity, I got out the car and did all the things that your parents tell you not to, which is just say, sorry, that was completely and utterly my fault. Your light was on, I rolled into your car. I wrecked the front of my car. And I just basically wished her happy Christmas and gave her a Christmas card and said, oh, happy Christmas, and here's my number. That was quite a spontaneous reaction, I think.
Definitely. And actually a really kind one as well. So, you know, I think that there's big, giant kudos to be had there. So well done. I also think, by the way, that we've managed to start off a breed labelling war here, because Marianne now feels that I look like a poodle. So
you look like a poodle.
Apparently a poodle, yeah. I feel like I need to do some more like that or something, and then like this, and then I can be more poodly. But I'm okay with that. Poodles are lovely. Everything's lovely, so it's okay. It's just very funny. So thank you for getting involved. So
funny.
It is. So I want to go off on a tangent, just find out more about your team at work. And can you just tell me, you know, who have you got in your team that you love? You know, not saying specifics, as in you love them more than the others. You love them all the same. That's fine. It's your family. But you know, what skills have you got within your team?
Do you know what? Right now, I know this isn't the Corona show, but right now I am completely and utterly blown away by every single member of my team. I am really blessed. They have the guys that are on the ground, that are core COVID team, are absolutely going hell for leather, trying to keep both the clinics afloat and to keep us available for our pets and our clients. And we are all having to multitask and to learn each other's jobs as well as our own, and to be much more self-sufficient and disciplined in the way that we're working, and be social distanced, and do all those new things as well. Being amazing. They've taken all the change that's happened in the past 4 or 5 weeks in their stride, on the chin, got on and just done and been amazing. And also, sadly, as with many other businesses, I've had to furlough all the admin team at the moment, and they all, I felt so humbled, because telling them that they were furloughed was just heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking. And they all took it with the grace, such grace and such understanding. I just was blown away on it. I mean, really been blown away by all of them. But in the team, we've got a whole mix of different people with different interests and abilities, and obviously we've got a varied offering when it comes to the medical and surgical management. So I do a little bit of orthopedic, I do acupuncture. Iwan is very keen on eyes. There are various medical and surgical interest areas. We've also got Karen, who is basically crazy cat lady. So loves everything cat, can do all afternoon about anything cat. And actually rabbit, she's got a secret rabbit thing going on as well, I think. Kelly is, again, Kelly's brilliant in theatre and just in the smooth running of things, and just the engine room, keeping everything moving. And of course we've got Claire, who is currently on just back from maternity leave in the middle of all of this, who is practice manager extraordinaire and is amazing at making sure that we're all looking out for each other and keeping keeping the team as happy and confident as we can, and also looking after clients. So I think we're really lucky. We're a pretty multi-skilled
done
enterprise at the minute.
That's
I've got, again, it's a sad situation. I've got a couple of the nurses who were really keen on really developing their dental prowess, and they were getting really brilliant at x-raying mouths when we were doing oral health checks and things. But unfortunately, at the minute, all of that's on hold. But I think we're very pro developing all of them. If in whatever avenue they want to learn, we're more than happy to develop them. So no, I think we've got a very good. I hope we're doing enough. I feel like we're doing enough at the minute to be able to get everybody back, and for nobody to have to be made redundant or to lose their job. I think we're doing what we can to protect that. So fingers crossed. At some point, we'll all be back together.
Exactly.
And I tell you what, I've learned how to create. Yeah. Sorry, I said I've got new skills. I've got a YouTube channel now.
Whoa! Oh no, I did see that. Yeah. No, that's amazing.
Because it's the only way I've got. It's my only way of communicating now to clients. It's so weird not having people in the clinic.
I mean, it's taught me my new live streaming skills and stuff. So yeah, I completely understand. It's an adapting world, isn't it? So yeah, very strange. Marianne is determined not to leave this chat about the breeds, by the way, and she has now said, "No, I take it back, Donna. You're a golden retriever." So I am doing a lot of shape shifting.
I missed what she said. What changed it to?
I am a golden retriever. I think that's brilliant. Lovely dogs. I want someone to tell me I'm a border collie, because I've got 2 border collies. So it's all good.
I have to say, I would much rather look like my whippet than I would my bulldog.
I can understand that. Yeah, I can understand that. So Paige, our 6-year-old daughter, would like to know, what is the most unusual animal you've treated?
Yeah. So I think we see a fair reptiles in the clinic. So we've seen some reptiles. I've managed to send Karen, my cat nurse, out to treat a tiger with a neighbouring practice. So that was exciting. I know, how exciting. I haven't done anything nearly as exciting as you when you went to play with elephants.
Well, I think that tiger sounds incredible.
We see a fair few exotic. Right? Yeah, so I think they I can't remember what they were doing. I think they were checking teeth. But she sedated. She got to sedate it. She was very excited. But I think.
Well, I just want to say.
I was just going to say. I think we.
It's all right. The internet's struggling a bit at the moment. I was just going to say that if that happens again and you've got to go again, look, just ring me and I'll go as well, and I can just be the lady that holds the bag if you want. Whatever. I'm skilled. I'd love to. So yeah, that's amazing. What an amazing opportunity. So well done.
I got to treat a peacock a couple of years ago. Bizarrely.
Did you steal a feather?
No. She had an infection. She had bumblefoot. She had an infection in her foot. In his foot. So we had to give him antibiotics every hour. So that was exciting. Actually, I operated on a goldfish about 3 months ago.
Whoa! How did that go?
So Exactly. So although goldfish obviously are not particularly exotic or rare, it's quite unusual for an owner to be that bonded to bring them in. But this little fish has done amazing well. I took a tumour off him and he's doing really well.
Well done, because that is, yeah, that's highly skilled. So yeah, I mean, I remember learning a tiny bit about fish anesthesia, and it's really interesting. But I must admit, I thought, well, that's not something I'm going to end up ever dealing with. So I didn't take too much notice at the time. But yeah, that's amazing. And equally, the bumblefoot thing's
This
important.
week, when you look out for our weekend pictures this week, we've had ferrets, koi carp, and chickens this week. So all slightly different from the usual dog, cat, and rabbit this week.
Amazing. So so Paige has said tiger is very exciting. And Marianne says, has there ever been an animal that you've refused to treat for safety reasons or other? That's a good question.
So it's a really good question. So the internet is breaking out. So I hope I've understood that correctly. If there are scary animals, like animals that need a license to keep, so dangerous animals such as crocodiles or venomous snakes, very luckily, one of my good learned colleagues and friends up the road has a license to treat them. So they all go that way. But actually, I've not been asked to treat crocs or venomous snakes, thankfully. Sadly, occasionally we get the odd dog that we might get called to that is behaving in a dangerous way. Generally, we've never yet had a scenario where we've not been able to figure out some way of sensibly treating whatever the patient is. But again, as you know, there's the occasional cat that goes bananas as well. They can be a bit dangerous. But no, as far as properly dangerous, as far as properly dangerous critters go, to be honest, I'm lucky I've got a friend up the road that is more than happy to see them. And I think really the closest we've got is that same friend is the one that took Karen out to see the tiger.
Oh, amazing. I mean, that's great that you've got that bond and that closeness with colleagues again. So that's really fabulous. So my next question is tell me what you love about physio.
So physio is great because physio is a really important tool to be able to get our patient from being to basically maintain treatment. So if I treat in the acute phase, in the early phases of pain, for example, because fundamentally most of the conditions we'll send to you for physio, there will be an element of pain involved. And actually, if you can ultimately teach owners to help their pets to do the right exercise, then they can build the right muscles in the same way that it's important for us, whether it's our core and our posture, she says, sitting up straight, our glutes, our quads. You can very much guide them in the same sort of exercise to keep them out of trouble and to reduce joint pain and ongoing spiraling issues. I also think that there's something just really nice about what you're able to do, that you're able to get that extra time, really, because while you're doing the physio and your massage and your treatments, there's an element of calm. It's a bit more like a pampering session, I think, for most pets that come your way. And I think, it's just a really nice thing to do. But most importantly, it's about using it to maintain the ongoing health of that pet.
Exactly. And so I mean, your grasp on it is absolutely fantastic. So thank you for that. And you hit the nail on the head. We've got so many avenues, so we can, we obviously give owners exercises. We do a treatment as well, and yes, the dogs love it, and also we support the owner as well. So by always being that extra listening ear, and sometimes you feel a bit like a therapist listening all the time as well. So you end up learning all sorts of things. And we love all of that because all those stresses all add up to worrying your animal as well, and that adds to the body tension and things as well. So so thank you for that. That's amazing.
Yeah, but I do think that something that perhaps is unique about you, and maybe a little bit unique about me, is I think we both will do our best to empower the owner you know, in doing what they can do for their pet. It's not just about you going and having a treatment and then having to come back next week. Obviously you've got to see them regularly, but you're going to grow. It's a journey together. You know,
Yes.
it's a shared partnership with the owner.
Absolutely, it is.
That's really important. Yeah, and that's something about you as well, Donna, because that instills confidence in that owner to continue to care for their pet as they are ailing or a bit limpy. Because again, people feel worried about their pets, but also then feel horribly judged when they're walking in the park with a dog that's a bit limpy.
Yes.
And actually they need to be confident to continue.
I have.
So I think you do good. You do.
Thank you. And you're absolutely right about the owner thing, because I have that conversation a lot with owners, because they say that they don't want to walk them anymore. They feel bad for going out because people are judging them, and people say to them, "Oh, are you sure you should be walking that dog?" Or, "Oh, are you getting treatment?" And I say, yeah, but you need to be confident because you are doing everything you need. But going out is also part of what you need to do for your dog's mental health and your mental health. You know, you are getting those treatments, and unfortunately, if someone hasn't been in that position in their life, then they don't know any different. But you know, when you see a person limping down the road, you often wouldn't question it, would you? You just think, well, there's a person limping down the road. So yeah, there's so many factors to think about.
It's about empowering.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're going to go back to our fun questions now. So what is the weirdest dream you've ever had?
Oh Lord, do you know what? I have so many at the moment. Do you?
Yeah,
I have so many, usually involving coronavirus and stuff, you know, and changes in the rules and whether I can do this, that, or the other. And sometimes I'm in my clinic, but I'm actually not in my clinic. I'm just on a rock in the middle of the sea, trying to consult in a white coat. Bizarrely, I've never worn a white coat in my career. Yeah, I'm in this white coat with a stethoscope, also, and a head, you know, almost mad scientist rather than vet. But yes, I've had some really weird dreams recently. I used to have dreams when I was little about falling. My nightmares used to be falling. I'd be falling and then I would wake up, and that was a bit weird. I'd fall off bridges, off ledges, in my dreams, and then wake up just before I was about to hit the ground. I think that's quite common.
I think the falling thing I think is oddly common actually, but yeah, I used to have weird dreams about going around roundabouts. How weird's that? Very bizarre.
But my husband has the most vivid, realistic dreams, and he'll wake up in the morning, because I'll often have forgotten. I'll know something happened and then I'll forget what it was I dreamt. But Dan will literally give me blow by blow accounts on these dreams that are almost, they could have happened, you know? And it's literally like he's just read a book during the night and he's had this really amazing dream and this is what happened. And he was in a video game and then he won the battle against the monster, or whatever it was that he was doing. And he has a really active dream life.
It is very interesting how people do definitely dream so differently, don't they? Yeah, there's got to be some interesting brain activity difference there that we don't know about, but that's very cool. So listen, guys, we are going to wrap this up really quickly. So if you've got any more questions, just pop them in super fast, now or never. And if you want to nominate your vet or any vet for having a chat with me, I've got a few more vets lined up and I've had more nominations. So I am trying to get those nominations in as well. Then please let me know. And equally, Tanya, if you want to nominate a vet, let me know. But last question I do want to definitely add is, what is your tip for lockdown right now?
My lockdown tip? Well, let's face it, I haven't been locked down. I've been at work. But my biggest lockdown tip is just make sure that you keep in a routine, actually. Make sure you're getting up, get dressed, you know, try and keep routine about you, because it's so easy to just forget what day of the week it is, to forget what you were meant to be doing, you know, keep in a routine.
Awesome.
I think that's really important for us.
Sorry, Tanya.
My afterthought. I think it's really important for the pets. It's really important for our pets, actually, that we keep some kind of normality at home.
The internet's got really super bad now, so I'm really sorry. Tanya lives out in the sticks, and so basically this is the best that we can do. So I apologise for that. That is geographical issues there. But we've had Tanya's lockdown tip, and she said just keeping a routine, and I think that is very wise words. And for all of us, animals alike. So thank you so much, Tanya. Is there anything you want to add before you go?
No, but thank you for arranging this. It's been so lovely to chat and to feel, like there's actually a connection, because it's so easy to feel disconnected at the minute.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you to all our wonderful, wonderful audience for getting involved. Really appreciate that. Love the chats about the breeds. I love how much variety of breed I've been. I'm not going to forget that in a hurry. It's been really great fun. Lovely to get to know you more, Tanya, and I hope everybody else has enjoyed getting to know the human behind the vet. Join us in 2 weeks' time for our next cup of tea with the vet. I don't know who it will be yet, but it will be a nice surprise, and I will let you know next week. And if you want to nominate your vet, then please let us know, and you can comment in the comments or email me, which is what most people have been doing. But you stay well, stay safe, and see you in 2 weeks, guys.